Right everybody, doing a wee video here to advise 10 different tips I'd give for stopping gambling. It's 10 that I've used and I think all of them are good advice when struggling with gambling. So the first tip I'd give is to download the apps Gamban and GamStop. So these are tools that basically stop you from, GamStop stops you from accessing any betting accounts that you've got online. So if you try and log into any of the betting accounts you've got online or try and open new accounts, it'll kind of block you because you've kind of got that stop in place. The second one is Gamban, so that will stop you from accessing any betting sites on your phone. So the software kind of blocks it. So if you try and access, just say Bet365 account, it'll just automatically not take you to the account. So it takes away the temptation of checking odds and kind of doing research and doing all the bad kind of things that you do when you're gambling. Another thing that you could use is a self-exclusion from the bookies. So there's an online, if you type in Moses self-exclusion, you could kind of blanket ban you from all your local bookies. They'll ask for a photo and you send the photo in to the bookies, and anytime you try and put a bet on, the person working in the bookies should say you're banned, you're not getting it on. So it's just a protection for you if you're having problems. Second thing I would advise is to tell as many people as possible. So like when I released my video a couple of weeks ago, I feel as if gambling or any kind of addiction, there shouldn't be a stigma around kind of the problem. It's something that as long as you're trying to deal with it, I think it should be encouraged. The more people that know about your problem, the less people are going to encourage you to kind of do it, and just awareness of your problem. So they'll try not to sell kind of gambling stuff around you or talk about it. So I would advise to tell as many people as you can. The third thing would be to invest in yourself. So whether that be with the help of someone else, so you could get kind of hypnotherapy, Reiki. These are techniques to kind of work on the subconscious mind, because that is what is kind of playing tricks on you. So like I say, that's two things. You've got cold water therapy that kind of releases dopamine in a different sense from gambling, so it kind of it refreshes your mind. And I've tried all three and they've helped in certain ways. Meditation's another thing. You could it takes you away from reality for a bit and just relaxes the mind. The mind is probably the most important tool that we've got, and I don't think enough people can invest in that. So the fourth tip I would give is educate yourself. So something that I've probably not done for years was educate myself. I just kind of plodded along. So when I stopped this time, I kind of started listening to podcasts, just educated myself on topics that I'd never really thought about before. And reading books as well, just reading books about things that you're maybe interested in. Like I say, it just educates the mind and kind of takes your mind, your thinking, and down a different path. So I would advise that. Fifth thing would be to hand over your finances, or at least get somebody to monitor your finances if you're not happy handing them over. So if you hand over finances, someone could then allocate money for you. I think it's important during a certain period, especially the first 3 months that you stop, because you're still getting a lot of temptation there. And if somebody's at least monitoring what you're doing, you're not going to be as destructive if you go back betting. Number 6, I would say to limit your access to your phone. I think everybody probably is on their phone more than they want to be. when I was gambling, I'd be on my phone from the minute I woke up to the minute I went to sleep. 9 times out of 10 it would be gambling or researching gambling. So if I take time away from my phone, then it breeds new kind of habits and stuff. So that's another tip that I would give. So number 7, I would say triggers. So try and identify what triggers you to gamble. It could be different for each individual. Some people will bet if they're frustrated, some people will bet if they're happy, some people will bet to get away from problems, some people will bet because they fell out with their girlfriend or stuff like that. I mean, personally I would bet no matter what, but just try and identify what is maybe going to make you bet more or want to bet more. And that ties into number 8 that I've got, is when you get the triggers and urges, try and address them. So try and or delay them. So if you delay or address urges, they'll eventually go away. But I know that there are strong urges at times, so just try and address them by speaking to somebody, maybe going to exercise, doing something that'll take your mind off it. I think that is important, that you find a technique that works for you and kind of deal with it that way. Number 9 is exercise. Like I said there, if you exercise, it makes you feel good, you look better, it just gives you a bit of self-care. Even if it is just going out for a walk with your earphones in, listening to a podcast or listening to music, it just takes you away, relaxes you, get nice fresh air and whatever, and it's good for you. Number 10 and last one, I would say find something that you're passionate about. So try and find a new hobby, whether it be playing a new instrument, playing a new sport, learning to cook if you've never done that very much in your life, or just something work-wise. It could be, you could be starting your own business, doing something just something that you're passionate about, that could give you the drive back in your life, and take you away from gambling or thoughts of gambling. So that's it. That's the 10.